Hello, Yanka. Do you have some time for me?
Yes, I do. Nice to see you again, Phoenix.
How did Dr. Spencer go about his research?
He did a variety of things to collect data, but he'd put special emphasis on conducting interviews with actual witnesses of the events.
Does this mean he traveled a lot?
Yes, he did. He was a hard-working man, and he didn't mind doing a lot of traveling in order to get the best results.
Where would he travel?
Many different places, including the Rogue States.
Oh, he was traveling to the Rogue States. When was he last there?
I think it was January. He had a 2-week trip to Moscow to meet with some fellow historians, and they compared their versions of the Denmark case.
Which period of history did Dr. Spencer focus on?
His focus was recent history, specifically the Great Economic War.
The Great Economic War in general?
Yes, the class he taught was called the Great Economic War and the events that led to the World Union.
Sounds very heavy.
It was heavy, and he had high expectations from his students.
Did his students like him?
Oh, they did. He had a very unique rapport with his students. They are gonna miss him very much.
What parts of the Great War was Dr. Spencer interested in lately?
I think he was researching the events that took place in what we formerly called Denmark and Quebec.
Oh, how they tortured their own people and stuff?
Are you referring to the events in Denmark?
Yes. Didn't their leaders resist joining the World Union, therefore causing millions of their citizens to die?
That's it. But Dr. Spencer had reservations about particular events that took place there.
Like which events?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just the secretary here.
This Great Economic War stuff is really interesting, but I need to attend to other matters. You wouldn't mind if we continued tomorrow, would you?
Sure thing, Phoenix. Anytime.
How strange. Nobody in the World Union disputes the accuracy of Great Economic War history. They're so well documented. Anyhow, I'm not sure if any of this history stuff is really relevant to the Bogdanov case. Hello, Officer Thorson. Do you have some time for me?
Yes, I do. Officer Wallace.
Do you know if Captain Perez received any type of art consultancy recently?
Antonio and art consultancy. I hardly think so.
Why not?
Officer Wallace, have you ever been to one of our living quarters on this base?
No, never had the privilege.
Let me tell you, those quarters are so cramped, there is no room to add any art objects. Plus, Antonio had no appreciation for art.
Are you sure he had no appreciation for art?
Of course. He couldn't identify a Picasso, even if it was right before his eyes.
I see. So he didn't mention any art interests to you recently?
No. Antonio and I only had a limited time together, so we usually focused on other, more immediate needs.
Physical needs?
Exactly.
Did Captain Perez travel to non-World Union territories?
Yes, he did.
And what did his duty involve?
He used to fly transport missions to the World Union bases in Central Asia.
Do you know what he was transporting?
The usual supply items for our troops and bases there. The specifics are classified.
So he flew over the rogue states. But did any of his missions require him to stop at rogue state airports?
That information is also classified.
Have you ever met any of Captain Perez's other sexual partners?
No, I have not.
Were you not curious about his other suitors?
Oh, why should I be? Do I look like the jealous and insecure type to you?
No, I wasn't implying that. I was just...
Is this really relevant to your investigation?
Maybe not.
Then do you mind sticking to topics that are relevant?
Not at all. I don't want to take much of your time today, First Lieutenant Thorson. Can we continue later?
Certainly. Officer Wallace. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Phew, that was close. Be careful, Phoenix. You almost pissed her off. That's our Marine Corps' motto. They're the core of the Union military forces. The Articles of our Constitution, the final Bill of Rights. Hello, Gillian. Do you have some time for me?
Yes, I do. Nice to see you again, Phoenix.
Did your shop renovation help improve your business?
Well, of course, it's too soon to tell, but I am confident that it will.
What made you decide to renovate your shop?
My guild, Faith and Devotion Incorporated, had a workshop regarding new trends in faith and belief marketing. And a big part of the workshop was about ideas on how to improve stores and merchandise.
Did your guild help with the financing for this renovation?
Of course they did. It is a loan payable over a 20-year period.
That sounds reasonable enough. Did they ask for collateral?
Yes, a percentage of my ownership of the store.
Do you own a majority share in the store?
Currently, I have a 50-50 partnership with Faith and Devotion Incorporated.
Did you happen to rent anything from Mr. Bogdanov?
What do you mean by rent? Are you talking about purchasing something from the Thing store?
No, I'm talking about renting, not buying or leasing.
We only had a contracting agreement for his consulting services. I never rented anything from him.
Did he ever offer anything for you to rent?
No, he did not. What is all this about?
According to one of his sales clerks, he was apparently renting out devices and then telling his staff that he made art consultancy deals.
Is this against the law?
No, it isn't. But why would Mr. Bogdanov lie about such a thing to his sales clerks?
I bet the sales clerk has misled you. Surely she didn't know what she was talking about. Is she one of those airhead types?
As a matter of fact, she seems just the opposite. I think I've got all the information I need from you, Jillian. Thanks for all your help.
Sure thing, Phoenix. Anytime.
Ms. Vanderbilt is not back from rehab yet. It's getting late, and I'm beat. Time to head home. What should I wear? I don't need to talk to her right now.
Hello, Officer Thorson. Do you have some time for me?
Yes, I do. Officer Wallace.
When did you last see Captain Perez?
I believe it was the second week of March.
And is there anything in particular that you can remember about that last meeting with him?
Nothing in particular. It was just our normal sexual interlude.
Was your relationship purely based on sex?
Of course it was. Our code of conduct requires us to have relationships, purely based on physical needs.
How about your relationships with civilians?
Same rule applies. Actually, it's even stricter. We are not to discuss any business matters with civilians.
Can you discuss business matters with a military partner?
Yes, we can, provided both parties have enough clearance.
Did you discuss business with Captain Perez?
Sometimes we did, but we preferred to do that during meetings and save our personal time for mind-clearing activities.
Mind clearing? You did yoga or something?
More like Kama Sutra, I would say.
Oh, I see. How often did you meet, anyhow?
Oh, we met once or twice a week, for a few hours.
However, before his death, you didn't meet for over 2 weeks.
That is correct. Oh, we didn't.
Was Captain Perez on duty during the last 2 weeks of March?
Not entirely. His duties were only for a few days at most.
Then, was there a specific reason why you didn't meet during that time?
There was no specific reason. Come to think of it, we may have just been busy.
Did he have any other sexual partners that he may have been seeing at that time?
I am sure he had other partners, but I didn't care, so I never asked about them. Our exchange was on a different level. It was intense and euphoric. I am certain he wouldn't have given me up for an inferior substitute.
So there's no specific reason that you and Captain Perez did not meet?
None worth mentioning. Officer Wallace, I have something to confess.
What is it?
During our last few intimate encounters, I noticed something strange about Antonio's behavior.
What was his behavior like?
Usually, our sex was very aggressive, but on these occasions, he was more aggressive than usual for no apparent reason. Then
what?
He was crying like a baby, following our climax.
Why would anyone cry at a moment like that?
I don't know. It sure perplexed me. We unfortunately never had time to talk about it.
I don't want to take much of your time today, First Lieutenant Thorson. Can we continue later?
Certainly. Officer Wallace. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hyper-emotional and aggressive behavior. You heard that one before somewhere else, didn't you, Phoenix?
Hello, Yanka. Do you have some time for me?
Yes, I do. Nice to see you again, Phoenix.
Did Dr. Spencer have any NGO duties?
Oh, yes. He was a very dedicated and conscientious citizen.
Which NGO was he affiliated with?
He was an active member of Amnesty International.
That's admirable. Do you know what his duties or responsibilities were?
I am not sure, Phoenix, but it must have been very important, because he would often travel to the rogue states.
Which ones?
Most recently, he went to Russia and China.
Did Dr. Spencer ever talk about his sexual partners?
No, he was too preoccupied to discuss such insignificant matters.
He thought sexual matters were insignificant?
Well, he had an active sex life, all right. It's just that he didn't disclose any information here in the office.
Then how do you know about Ivana?
Ivana was a long-time partner of Dr. Spencer, and they often appear together at university functions. We all know Ivana.
I got the impression from you that Dr. Spencer didn't care for such functions.
Actually, he hated those functions. So I would always call Ivana to get her to convince him to attend.
That's curious. I think I should meet this Ivana.
I doubt you can,
Why not?
because she took a long vacation following the incident and will not be back till the end of the month.
What's your favorite HB show?
Oh, the Wild Rose Place, of course.
Oh, I heard a lot about that show. But I prefer the Court Network.
I enjoy that one too, but I cannot afford the subscription fees.
They're not that expensive.
You're right, but I've got to save money for my cruises.
Was Dr. Spencer involved in any other businesses?
Not that I'm aware of. He was really too busy with his research to focus on another line of work. You know, history meant everything to him.
So he did nothing other than university work?
He occasionally joined conferences, but that would count as university work, right?
I suppose it would.
As a matter of fact, he was supposed to be the keynote speaker at a conference this weekend.
And where was this conference going to be held?
Here, in Adrianopolis, but it has been postponed to a later date, for obvious reasons.
I see. You've been very helpful with my investigation. Thank you, Yanka.
Sure thing, Phoenix.
Poor Dr. Spencer. He was going to be the star of a conference this weekend. But instead, anyhow, I should check out the flyer for this conference. Ms. Vanderbilt is not back from rehab yet. Gladys said that she'll call when Mr. Arnett is available.
Greetings. This is the home of Pierre DeVille. How may I help you?
This is Phoenix Wallace from the Adrianopolis Peace and Security Center. Is Mr. DeVille inside?
Negative. Mr. DeVille is not inside. Would you like to leave a message?
Yes. Please have Mr. DeVille contact me immediately.
Senior Peace Officer Phoenix Wallace, thank you for your cooperation.
Hello, dear.
Hi, Sandra.
Want to meet tonight?
Sure.
At the cafe? Round 8?
Alrighty.
See ya.
Bye.
Greetings. This is the home of Pierre DeVille. How may I help you?
This is Phoenix Wallace from the Adrianopolis Peace and Security Center. Is Mr. DeVille inside?
Negative. Mr. DeVille is not inside. Would you like to leave a message?
Yes. Please have Mr. DeVille contact me immediately.
Senior Peace Officer Phoenix Wallace, thank you for your cooperation.
I'm looking for Pierre DeVille's house, and this is not it. Ms. Vanderbilt is not back from rehab yet. I can't go out in a uniform. It would be so politically incorrect. What should I wear? I need to get going, or else I'm going to be late for my meeting with Sandra.
Hi, Sandra.
Hi, dear.
You're not gonna believe how much money Bogdanov made in the last month.
A dime and a nickel?
No, he made over $1 million.
You're joking, right?
No, I'm not. And guess who was one of his customers?
Who, me?
Don't be a clown, Sandra. Melvin Spencer. His name was on Bogdanov's bank records, along with many others.
Melvin Spencer. As in the dead history professor? No shit.
That's right. Go figure. What's the connection?
Well, I have no idea about their connection. But I bet our stinky Bogdanov must have gotten totally lucky that month or something. That's a lot of money. And people with an HGI of only 70 don't make that much.
I am in trouble with Pierre DeVille.
What happened?
Oh, nothing. I just cannot find the guy. I gotta ask him some questions.
Why don't you get an arrest warrant?
Sandra, do you think getting an arrest warrant is easy? Besides, I only need to ask him a few questions. That's all.
Did you try Carpe Diem?
As in the nightclub?
Yeah. Those artsy types like to hang out there a lot. We can go there together if you want.
Oh, Sandra, that would be great. How about tonight?
Not so fast. First, you need to get some clothes that are appropriate for Carpe Diem.
What's wrong with my clothes? It's not like I haven't been there before.
Well, if we're gonna go there together, you need to wear something that's not gonna embarrass me to death.
Sandra, are my clothes that bad? I think you're being overly critical.
I'm only trying to help out. And that's what best friends are for. Am I not correct?
I suppose. So what do you suggest, fashion queen? You're the one who works at Zap.
I work at Zap, but I'm not a fashion consultant. Go to the store and ask Theodora for a garment suitable for dancing. She'll fix you up.
That sounds easy enough. But what am I gonna do for shoes?
I think you should go to a place that I discovered recently. It's called Gary's. It's a little pricey, but they have great shoes.
Where is this Gary's?
Right here at the Pyramid. The salesman there is old and really experienced. He's always so helpful to me. He even helps me put the shoes on my feet as I'm trying them on. You can't get good service like that anymore.
Oh, I feel sympathy for the military personnel of the GPSN.
Why is that?
Their schedule is so demanding, and I thought my schedule was heavy.
So, you were at Station Delta 10 again?
That's right, and I learned from First Lieutenant Thorson that because of their demanding work schedule, she and Perez had only a few hours every other week to meet.
Imagine that. I sure hope they had other sexual partners to keep themselves satiated.
Well, I don't think that was the case for Thorson.
You mean to tell me that she was only getting her clock cleaned every 2 weeks?
I believe that was the situation. However, I got the impression that she was getting the full works, not just an average polish, if you know what I mean.
Been there, done that, and let me tell you, the full works is not all that it's cracked up to be, especially if it's only every other week.
Sandra, did you ever make someone burst into tears while doing it?
Oh, sure. They always cry when they beg for more.
I know that tone of voice. You're teasing me, right?
Of course I'm teasing, you dimwit. When was the last time you saw a Union man cry?
Well, it's been a while, but evidently Captain Perez was crying like a baby following his orgasm.
He certainly was not. I mean, come on. The man was a military officer. He's supposed to make his enemies cry, not the other way around.
Not according to First Lieutenant Thorson. She claims that he did cry like a baby following their climax during their last sexual interlude.
Phoebe, I find that really hard to believe. I bet Thorson was pulling your leg and you fell for it.
Believe me, Sandra, Thorson is not the type to fool around. I'm sure she meant what she said. Dr. Spencer's death is puzzling me, Sandra. It's not my case, but some things about it just don't add up.
What makes you say that?
Well, I got the feeling from his secretary that Dr. Spencer didn't care much about sex. However, everybody believes that he died while using an uncertified device that was supposed to enhance sexual stimulation or experience or something like that.
Oh, Phoenix. Spencer was a devotee. It's normal that he would put his work first. I don't think that necessarily means he didn't care about sex.
Maybe you're right. After all, everybody needs to get some.
That's right. We're humans, Phoenix. Our genes are programmed that way. We can't live without it, and we can never have enough of it.
Sandra, I need to leave now. Talk to you tomorrow then.
Sure. See ya.
PA, add Gary's shoes at the pyramid to my navigation map. Also, refresh my Zap store link. We are going shopping.